सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, satsangis sitting with us around the world. At this moment, in 495 places, in 209 cities, in 22 countries. And I am able to see these 8 cities in two-way: Los Angeles, Ohio, Seattle, San Jose, and Hyderabad, Redondo Beach, Houston, Al Nahda, Sharjah. These are the 8 cities I am able to see two-way. Before entering into today's satsang, some 1 or 2 questions. This is a question from Stephen, New Zealand, Auckland Satsang Center. I am enjoying sitting for morning live satsangs and doing N Kriya every day. When my body begins to just shake uncontrollably, what is the best thing to do? Like the hands shaking and body rocking intensely. Is it best to go with it or try to keep still? Or is the shaking and rocking of the body necessary to levitate, or should it try to keep still to levitate? I attended the LEP program. Now with N Kriya, I am able to relive those LEP experiences. Thank you for this great gift, Swamiji. Stephen, understand. Just allow the body to go with the Kundalini awakening. You do not try to keep it still, and same way, do not try to levitate. Allow it. Let it happen as it wants. Let the Kundalini do its process as it feels. You just don't interfere with it. Today's subject, I am continuing on no mind state. Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, 115th Sutra, in 3rd chapter, 9th verse. Title is Experience. I'll continue on the same sutra. No mind state. Vyuddhana nirodha sanskara yogo abhibhavaha pradurbhavo nirodakshana chitta anvaya nirodha parinamaha. Yesterday I gave you all a process to contemplate and come back. Is there really a gap between one thought and the other thought? I don't know whether none of you sent any reply or no replies came. Oh, then I think people are already enlightened. They don't need any input further. Actually, if you would have contemplated on this one subject, you would have had at least some questions or some answers. Is there really gap between one thought and the other thought in me? And is it directly useful to me in my life? These two only I am working on. Please understand. Even if there is a gap, what is the use of that gap in my life? Just intellectually knowing that there is gap takes away tremendous stress and tension. And the truth you attribute to your thoughts, please understand, sufferings are not because of the thoughts actually. The truth you attribute to the thoughts. You try to attribute too much of truth, too much of strength to the thoughts. That is where the problem starts. Otherwise, as such, when thoughts are flowing in your inner space, they are neither good nor bad. The world is neither truth nor false. Your opinions and views and ideas about the world can be truth or false. So your opinions, ideas or views about the world need to be changed, need to be aligned, need to be understood. The world is neither true nor false. Please understand. World is neither true nor false. It is your opinion about the world that is only true or false. I always tell you, I wanted to remind you all again, as far as my experience goes, the stuff out of which your dreams are made, in that same stuff only this world is also made. But you have an idea about the dream that it is not permanent, it is anitya, it is ephemeral. But unfortunately, you do not have that same clarity. This is also anitya, of the same order and the same scale, same dimension and same space. Please understand. Just because you are able to wake up from dream and see a kind of a consistent world, you think dream is less permanent. Same way, if you raise your awareness and able to see from every birth and death, you wake up and there is a consistency much more than this world which you are experiencing. Suddenly it clicks, wow, this world is illusion. Greatest joy in the life is playing in this world knowing that it is illusion. A man who knows this world is an illusion and lives is an enlightened master. Man who knows this world is illusion and plays with it is incarnation. Yesterday I had a question from somebody, who is incarnation? Being who understands this whole thing is impermanent illusion and plays with it beautifully as he wants or as he feels, is incarnation. Knowing that there is a gap between thoughts suddenly takes away the fear and greed and power you attribute to the thoughts. The amount of power you attribute to thoughts, the amount of the seriousness you give it to thoughts can drastically drop. I tell you. Unless you go beyond words, you cannot even actually play with words. Please understand. Only if you are little more than body, you can play with the body. Only if you are little more than mind, you can play with mind. Only if you are little more than words, you can play with words. If you think everything is just word, it can be a good technique in the initial level, not more than that. It cannot be the ultimate solution. If everything is word, come on, sit and go on repeating, I am God, 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 Aham Brahmasmi million times. What will happen? Nothing will happen. You can become an amazing automated tape recorder. Very beautifully, Ramana Maharshi says, even if you repeat million times, Aham Brahmasmi or Soham, maybe it is a good technique to replace the negative words. Instead of thinking constantly, I am body, I am body, I am body, I am body, you can remember, I am God, I am God, I am God, I am God. So many restrictions related to body can be overcome. You can overcome those things. That's it. But that is not ultimate truth. Very beautifully, Ramana Maharshi says, Bhavana Dida Sat Bhavatirutale Parabhakti Tattvam Undibara. Beyond all bhavanas, residing in that space is Sadbhava. That is Parabhakti, ultimate. Word cannot be everything. Fools who are thinking money is everything are stuck with Vishnu. The fools who are thinking that words are everything is stuck with Brahma. Be very clear. You need to find either the head or tail of Shiva. Head or feet of Shiva. Still you do not know the ultimate. Words cannot be ultimate. Just like money cannot be ultimate. Words cannot be ultimate. If you think there is no gap between one thought and the other, you are caught. And you will attribute too much of seriousness to words. Attributing too much of seriousness to words is the most dangerous thing can happen. Actually, even I experienced at one time in my life a spot where I felt whole life is nothing but words. But that is not ultimate. Vangmanadi kocharam, beyond the Vang and Mana. There is a Upanishad Sutra also, which says, beyond the Vak and mind, this truth is experienced. Vak and mind cannot reach that space. Words and Vak has only a limited capacity. It can reach only to a limited level. It cannot be the ultimate. And if you are believing that it is ultimate, you are waiting for a big and great disappointment. If you are thinking mind is everything, you are waiting for a deep depression and disappointment. an unfulfillment. No. I wanted to let you all know an incident. Once I was sitting with Yogi Ram Surakumar in Arunachaleshwara temple. It was night, maybe 10 o'clock. I was alone sitting with him and he was enjoying his bidi as usual. And he has a habit of continuously chanting Ram Nam. He was initiated into the Ram Nam. Continuously he will chant that Ram Nam. And whoever comes, he will tell them, Ram Nam is the ultimate. Chant the Nam. Chant the Nam. Nothing else exists except the name. That day some 2-3 visitors came to him and he told them, chant the Ram. And he insisted and elaborately made them understand the importance of Nam, Ramanama, and chanting the name, making your whole body and mind filled with the name. Elaborately means if he uses 3 sentences, that is the elaborate description. He is that kind of a person. Anyhow, he tried his best to do the elaborate thing. But after they all left, I was sitting alone with him. I looked into his eyes and asked, Swamiji, tell me honestly, is word the ultimate? He turned away from my eyes. Actually, I remember still, he just slapped on my face and turned my face away and started smoking again. Of course, I did not leave him. He used to have the rope made out of coconut fiber, a fiber rope in his hands, one bunch. I pulled that rope to turn his face towards me and looked deep into his eyes and asked, I really want to know, is word the ultimate? Is sound the ultimate? He just looked into my eyes, shook the head horizontally and said, no. There is something beyond word. I just could not control myself because this happened just a few months after my enlightenment experience. Because in my enlightenment experience there was no word. I could not control myself. The joy and ecstasy that I found the truth. I know the truth. I just jumped and shouted, I know, I know, I know. It is beyond words. I tell you, just a simple understanding, there is a gap between your thoughts and this truth, when it is heard in such close space from a person whom you trust and who has no vested interest, something happens in you. I tell you, even at this moment, thousands of you are sitting with me in the closed space. Understand? Closed space does not mean you alone sitting with me. You sitting with me intimately. There is some space between you and me which nobody is allowed, where nobody else is allowed. Those few moments only you cherish with me. That space nobody else has with me. If you are sitting with that feeling, please understand, you are sitting with me alone. Sitting with me alone does not mean there should not be any other person next to you. It means the deepest possible intimacy, the deepest possible feeling connection exists between you and me. You know, even though there are so many people sitting next to me, there is something between me and him which is deeper than anybody else, anything I know. Understand? I'll explain this science because it's a very important science to experience truth, the Upanishad. If you feel the connection with the Master is the deepest connection you experience than any other relationship you experience in your life, you will experience that what I am saying, sitting with the Master all by yourself. You may be sitting with thousands, but you are sitting with me alone, the banks of Manasarovar or in Kailash. There is no other person. If you have experienced a space, the relationship and the connection with the Master is the deepest than any other relationship you have or had in your life. Understand? You know what I am saying. Now you may be sitting with any number of people, but you know you are sitting with me alone. Because all other relationships become immaterial. They do not hold any more power over you. They do not hold any more space over you. In that mood, any truth transmitted not only will be the honest truth, that will straight away give you the experience. That is why I am telling you, the traditions which misses this great bhakti, love, will always tell you words are ultimate because they cannot take you beyond words. The traditions which understands this guru-disciple relationship not only will accept, will be able to take you beyond words. Because to take you beyond words, you need to relax in certain space. You need to know, by me teaching this great truth to you, I have nothing to gain and you have nothing to lose. See, when I was sitting with Ram Surat Kumar, if he is going to say, word is ultimate or there is something much more than words, whatever his response will be, I know he has no vested interest. He is going to tell the truth just for my sake. He has nothing to gain, I have nothing to lose. It is only the honesty, the integrity. I tell you, if I teach words are everything, I can make more money. I will have bigger business. I can create hundreds of leadership seminars. All the sick fellows will come and I can just do a little band-aid and skin crafting, make them leaders. No, I am not interested in just skin crafting. I am interested in bone marrow transplanting. The very being should change, transform. I can straightaway challenge all these guys who are teaching words are ultimate. Come on. By what I am teaching and what I am transmitting, the space between the words exists, and that is consciousness. With this teaching, I can awaken the very strands of DNA, very mitochondria energy. Let these guys who are teaching words are everything also come and try their experiment. Let us do a scientific research. I will show you how shallow those teachings are. Words are everything may be able to increase few percent of your mitochondria cell energy, maybe one strand of DNA. I can tell you, the experience beyond words can awaken all 12 strands of DNA and at least 1300% the mitochondria cell energy. People who teach words are everything cannot express extraordinary powers and experiences. But people who understand, experience and transmit the experience of consciousness to others can express extraordinary experiences and powers. I challenge these guys who say words are everything, let them come. I'll give them one throne. Let them say, let Vibhuti appear in their padakas. Let me see whether dust comes or Vibhuti comes. No, they claim words are everything. Na? Come on, then do with words. These Tarugavana rishis got into the same stage at one point. Words are everything. Their mantras can do everything. So no God, no ultimate power, no consciousness. But at least Tarugavana rishis are fortunate that Shiva was so compassionate, he himself came down. Came down and went to Tarugavana, taught them lesson. Anyhow, this time I am inviting them. Let's see whether they are intelligent enough to come and learn the lesson and go to the deeper zones. Understand? Ultimate truths cannot be a convincing argument. You will miss the whole thing. It can only be shared to a person who is sincerely sitting and seeking and waiting for it. So I am telling you, whoever has done these last 2 days the process, the liquid diet and the neem juice and manana, contemplating on the truth. Second day, neem juice and contemplating on the truth. If you have done, these 2 days, naturally, this shows you are committed, you are in love, you are interested in knowing the truth. Please understand, just like how I had the revelation from Ram Sarat Kumar, I am revealing to all of you. There is something more than words. And that pure space can be experienced just by simple trusting and relaxing. Nothing else is required except simple trusting and relaxing. Not trusting, there is gap between words, or there is something beyond words. Everything is word. If you think everything is words, you will be under constant stress, depression. Only when you understand there is something beyond words, there is gap between words, you rest in a space, you relax in a space. The possibility of conscious experience happens in you. For this to happen in you, as I said, see, for me it happened with two things. One, I had a deep trust with Ram Sarat Kumar, and I know he has no vested interest. He is just going to tell the truth as it is. And my intense thirst and quest and my tremendous love and intimacy, respect, commitment for Ram Sarat Kumar. Understand? Just sit with a deep, tremendous, receptive mood and listen to these truths. This will straight away take you to that space. There is nothing much to explain in this sutra. It is a revelation. Patanjali says, when a thought is suppressed or raised or disconnected or modified, anything happens, between a thought and other thought, there is a gap. That is called Nirodha Parinamaha. Start resting more and more in that Nirodha Parinama. That's it. That's it. I initiate all of you who are sitting with me at this moment in 623 places, in 244 cities, in 24 countries. Just sit in Samana Mudra, Padmasana, with closed eyes. I initiate all of you into Nirodha Parinamaha, the gap between your thoughts, the space beyond your thoughts, pure inner space. Just sit. Let the Kundalini Shakti in you all be intensely awakened. Let you all experience the space beyond the thoughts. Let you all experience, achieve, live, express, radiate and share the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.
All that I smell, I offer to you, Swami Nityananda. All that I see, all that I hear, I offer to you, Swami Nityananda. Like this dance, and this song, and this joy, I surrender to you. All that I feel,